Hi Josh, we're back on the Homestead SMP server for some more lightly modded Minecraft. Today, we are going to start off in the Nether, which, thanks to Elytra and overconfidence, I no longer consider the bad place. It's just a place. We'll see how long that lasts me. After the Nether, we are going to start on our next project. It's going to be another farm, it's going to be another resource that we need, and I'm very excited about the building that we're going to put up to house it. Why don't we just jump right in? I'm just here collecting gas tiers so that we can make more crystals and have more dragon fights because we want to open up all of the gateways. And I just came across this thing, and it is massive. What the hell is that thing? What the hell is that thing? I love these snout patterns. They're so great. Ooh, double chest. Nope, I gotta get all that stuff before it explodes. Jesus! What the fuck was that? Ah! I am busy investigating, sir. Okay, so literally the only thing this can do is make flint and steel and the animal dictionary. Or I can make a potion of clinging? What the fuck is a potion of clinging? God damn it. Rude. I'm taking a break from ghast hunting to come get Steve, who I left at the end portal. I'm sorry, Steve. We are going to take a risk here, buddy. Can I push you through into the Nether? Can you go? He does go. Okay. Oh my god! He... Oh my god. I am so fucking ashamed of myself. I'm so sorry, Steve. What the fuck happened? Oh my god. Rest in peace, Steve. Still hunting gas tiers, but I ran across this. What the fuck is it? What are you? I gotta get close enough to see it. It's a straddler? I don't think I like that. Okay. I have sicked the zombie piglins on it. That's funny. Guessing it didn't drop anything? What the fuck was that thing? I really think I need one of those books. I don't know if I've mentioned anything about this yet, but I made a shulker pack. Our current backpack has 1 row of 9, and if I just replace it with the shulker pack, we have 3 rows, and that's awesome! So I'm going to be wearing that from now on. I'm not going to worry about making a, what's it called, a nether pack, I think, that has 5 rows. Just not going to worry about it right now, because it's not that big a deal. Just going to leave that in there just in case. Just in case. I don't know how we could ever lose our backpack, but, you know, if I accidentally were to throw it into lava or something, that would really suck. This island has been stripped of trees, because it is going to be the location of our next project. I've already started digging. I haven't actually done any work down here, I just made a bit of a pit. But we are going to dig out another big hole in the ground for another farm that we are then going to build a big, awesome building for to store all of the goods. I'm not going to tell you what that farm is going to be just yet. I'm going to let you guess. There is a hint on screen, and I think I mentioned it in the last episode. You start guessing, I'll start working. Let's reconvene in a minute. I have done a lot of work off camera, and that's because it was all digging machine stuff, and nobody wants to see that over and over again. So, let me go over what I've done. So I outlined where the item lift hole is going to be, and I outlined where the beams will go that are going to support this structure, because it's going to be kind of similar to the slime house and the iron house, in that it will have beams lifting it up off the ground. It'll be elevated just like those two. And this is the item lift hole. Ow. So I've already got the soul sand in place, and I've already got the dropper clock set to go. This will, as we've seen before, read the state of the dropper anytime something gets put in there by the hopper, and then it will activate the dropper via this redstone and repeater and make it spit the things out onto the soul sand and throw them all up into the storage. Here is our hole. I have come all the way down to Y6. I still have to build the platform that's going to have water flowing down to this place that's going to catch all the mobs that get pushed off this platform. And the reason I say pushed off this platform is because we are using this setup. So, up at the very top layer, a dropper will dispense a bucket of water. The water dispensing triggers this observer, which triggers the next dispenser below it, and activates its water. And when the water shuts off, that's another block state change that the observer reads and turns off the next dispenser. It will happen all the way down from the top layer to the bottom layer in sequence, and it will affect all of the layers equally. This is our top layer observer. Now I have to put a system in place to trigger this on a regular schedule, and I've already come up with something. Let me do a quick cut, I'll build that, and I'll show it to you. Okay, our machine is built. Now I won't know which direction these sequenced gear shifts need to be set to turn until we get the shaft in place. Fortunately, the structure that we're going to build is going to have a windmill blade. Big surprise there, that's the motif for the entire town. But once we get a windmill blade in, we'll bring the shafts over here, we'll connect one here, and we'll split off and come around and attach there. Now it's a little hard to get around because if I chop away any of the roof, I might end up with sand and water, ruining all of our redstone. Because this polished granite right here was my personal way of denoting there is sand up here, and if it falls, we get flooded. So, here's what happens. This button is only here to be used one time and one time only, and that's the initial turn. That's the first time this machine will activate, and then it will self-activate in perpetuity for the rest of time. So here's how we've got this set up. This thing will turn 90 degrees, wait for 3 seconds, and then turn back. That will turn this linear chassis via this mechanical bearing. It will rotate this linear chassis, which means it will rotate this stone down above this observer. That will activate the observer, which will activate the dispenser below it, which will dispense the bucket of water. That will in turn activate the observer below it, so forth and so on in a chain all the way down to the bottom layer. After 3 seconds, it will rotate back up out of place, which will activate the observer again, use the bucket in the dispenser to grab the water, no more water, activate the next observer, so forth and so on. Now what happens when this observer is doing its thing is each step of the process, I learned this via the hold W to ponder thing, each step of the process puts out 1 redstone power. So step 1 puts out 1, step 2 puts out 2, so forth and so on. This has 4. This has 4 steps in it. So this comparator reads that state and puts out 1, 2, 3, and 4. This repeater picks up that pulse that's just barely powerful enough to get to it, and it pushes power into this sequenced gear shift. This sequenced gear shift is a little bit more complicated. Step 1, delay 30 seconds. That is the absolute highest I can push it. I cannot scroll any higher than that. I could do another delay there if I wanted to, but I think 30 seconds should be fine. 30 seconds worth of dry platform, or that's got a 3-second water delay. So even if it were to happen immediately, 27 seconds. Still fine. We'll have between 27 and 30 seconds of dry platform of all of those platforms for the creepers to spawn on. And then, this is instructed to turn 90 degrees, which, if I've got this pointed the right direction, will flip this redstone block up here. It will activate this redstone line at full power, which has just enough length to get all the way over here into this repeater to trigger this sequenced gear shift again. And that will start its process. Okay, a little bit of behind the scenes for you. What I have taken to doing is designing this stuff in Creative and then giving myself a video tour of it so that I can reproduce it here in the server world. It's a lot easier than taking 100 screenshots and then having to refer back to very specific screenshots and then realizing I don't have exactly the right angle that I wanted to get a good view of something. So, I designed this whole circuit. I made a kind of a video tour for myself, and I was looking at the video, and I misinterpreted this as 8 seconds. It's actually 8 ticks. So what happens here is, we delay 30 seconds, we turn so that this redstone touches this. 8 ticks is just long enough for it to really activate. I found that just about anything shorter, and it would come up and almost go back down before it was even done rotating. So 8 ticks, and then it rotates back away, and then it ends. So, that 8 ticks activates this redstone line, right around here, to reactivate this gear shift, which in turn activates this redstone at the end of its cycle, which does this. The 30-second delay starts over almost immediately. So, this gives us about 30 seconds of dry platform for creepers to spawn on, and then it gives us 3 seconds of water to wash them all off the edge. Now down there, I'm going to do water to sweep them all this direction, because right behind that cobblestone is where our lift chute's going to be, so we need to kill them basically right there. Okay, so here's the drop shaft. This is where everything's going to fall, and here's where they go into the lava. You can see, kind of, if you look through the water, the hopper down there underneath the lava. That leads into the other hoppers, which leads into the dropper, which leads into the soul sand column. So this is where everything will fall, and we've got the platform built. Now, I got a little bit ambitious. I didn't build this. I carved out all of the hollow around it, and then I just carved out in between here. I left all of this solid after using the digging machines. So I left everything all the way down, and that was, as I just said, a little bit ambitious. I've had to remove 3 platforms in order to make room for this. This is where the water is going to sweep everything down after it gets pushed off. So I had to remove a few platforms, but that's not a big deal. Hello? Now I just have to put in the water, and we will be almost done. I still have to do a little something to those platforms, but I'll get to that. Give me a minute. Water is all in place, and it's nice and dark down here. I left some torches up so that we can see things, but I've got it all the way from the back. This platform is 8 long, and then I've got it from here out another 8, and then I've got it only 4 blocks long here, and so I used signs all the way along. Goodbye, torches, you've served me well. Creepers are the only mob that we are interested in that are slightly shorter than 2 blocks, which means they are the only thing that will spawn in here other than spiders. Now that might be a bit of an issue, so what I might do is go get some carpet out of the house. And then we can just strategically place squares of carpet here to keep the... Oh, no, we can't do that, because the water would wash them away. Well, we might just have to deal with spiders. I don't know how we're going to deal with spiders. I gotta say, I am incredibly glad that I got the tree farm running again, because we are going to need so many stacks of trapdoors. Each of these platforms uses over 2 stacks of trapdoors. That is so many trapdoors. I built this on a strange chunk boundary, and one of them is a slime chunk. So I'm gonna have to do something about this lower layer so I don't fuck up the mob cap. There's all the redstone right up there, and every layer has been trapdoored. Now all I have to do is remove the torches, and we should be good to go. But that can't happen until we build the structure, because we need the windmill to power these. Zinvella is insistent that we have more pets. I love it. I love it. It's the perfect pet. Oh my god, I can't wait to fucking make it my friend. I love platypi. You gotta stay here for now, buddy. I'm building something. I'm right in the middle of a project, and then I'll make you my friend. Ugh, this was a mistake. I thought I was gonna use cats to drive the creepers off the platform. So I started breeding them up. And then I decided to do the water thing. And now they're just so noisy. All the time. It's terrible. You may notice that I'm standing on top of the barn instead of over at the house. And that is because I'm an idiot. And I built this building 90 degrees off of what I wanted it to be. And the whole time I was building it, I kept thinking this doesn't seem right, but I'm just going to keep going. And now that I'm done, I'm not tearing it down and building it back again. So, we will get the view from here on top of the weather vane that I wanted to get anytime I walked out the door of the house. This is our gunpowder storage and hopefully rocket factory. I love this building. It's beautiful. I'm really, really, really happy with it, both outside and in. But I wish that I had just thought it through a little bit better. I felt such relief when I placed the last block. It's that little fence post up on top of the wall, up on top of the windmill tower. That was the very last piece that I placed other than the windmill blades. And I thought, oh, I'm done. And then I flew away, and I turned around and looked at it, and I realized I hadn't placed the windmill blades. So I went back, and I did that whole thing. I placed the whole windmill. And I thought, oh, I'm finally done with the exterior of this building. And I went and stood on top of the house and thought, I fucked up. I fucked up real bad. This is the view that I wanted. With all the different facades. Got the rectangle-y bit, and the round bit, and the tall tower, and this thing looks amazing! But from over here at the house, it looks less amazing. See what I mean? We don't see the rectangle-y bit, just the round bit. Very frustrating. I'm so frustrated. And it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm incredibly tired right now. But this thing looks so good. Just look at this thing. It's so great. And I've got all the different window designs. I got the H's and the I's and the C's and the just pure rectangles. And you see what I'm saying about the windows, right? That's an I. That's an H. This one over here is a C and a backwards C. And anyhow, like I said, I'm very tired. But I'm so happy with how this building turned out. I just wish it had turned 90 degrees that way. Anyhow, let me take you inside real quick. So, what I decided to do with this was, I want this to be the gunpowder storage and rocket factory, if I can figure out the auto crafting. So, I wanted it to be like a mad scientist workshop. This is the lift hole where all the gunpowder is going to come up. I still have to finish all of that. I have to run a shaft down from there, and I have to get it through here somehow. And I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do that with just this tiny little footprint here. I'll figure that out. And also, I want to point out that I try to record these a week or so ahead of time while I'm working on this project. I have already finished up the whole timing circuit down there, and I'm just using the observer and dispenser water trick to wash all of the creepers off the platform. And after I get that done yesterday, and I'm gonna work on this whole structure today, I'm at work, and Mumbo Jumbo releases a video wherein he does mob sweeping contraptions from using Create. And I'm really bummed out that that didn't come out a week ago, or even 3 or 4 days ago, because I could have done that too. I could have made a mob sweeper. I didn't even think about it. I don't know how these fucking gantry machines work. That's not something that I've ever looked at. I'm going to link his video in the description because it's fucking cool. It's really, really cool. And I wish that I had thought of it. So, I want this to be a mad scientist's lair, right? So, I'm thinking a mad scientist would have designed this crazy building that just looks totally kooky from the outside. He wouldn't have a front door. He wouldn't have a normal porch. He would have just like a hidden entrance. And notice, this ladder is on the back side of where we would come in. We'd come in from that direction or from over here, and his little hidden entrance would be like back here. And I'm only leaving a ladder there because there's no fly-in balcony, which I might add in later. But I just have to figure out, maybe I'll do it from this rectangle-y bit or something. But I wanted it to have, like, no obvious entrance, no obvious front door, because, you know, mad scientist. And so I've got this whole big area that I can put in, like, gunpowder storage. I can put in the hopper botany pots and grow sugarcane. I can get everything set up, hopefully, so that we can just put in, maybe in the tower, we can put in, like, a hopper lines that will feed the auto crafter thingy. And I don't know if that can be automated. I'm hoping it can, but I should probably light this place up. So, what I'm thinking is, I will use panels, those vertical slabs, and I'll run it all the way up here. And then I'll have the gunpowder storage probably in here. I'll use this whole area for gunpowder storage. And then I can put the hopper botany pots maybe right there. I can just make a tower of them. And then we can run all that stuff, if we want to, over here or over here, depending on how much room we need, to mechanical crafters. And I'm hoping that I can set that up and automate it. I don't know if I can, but if we can just use the same shaft that's already running through here and just leave a gearbox right here to separate it. So that is something that I will probably build in as I'm running the shaft down to power the create thing below us, the timing circuit, but I still need to figure that out. So let me finish this place and I'll give you an update. I decided not to waste an absolute ton of time and resources, and by resources I mean shafts, bringing that shaft from the windmill all the way down here. So I just used one of the little water mills that we already had, and I just made a little enclosure for the water. It's spinning, it's all hooked up. Let me get around to give you a better view. I attached a vertical gearbox, one of these, right to the sequence gear shift, and I attached the water wheel directly to the vertical gearbox. From the vertical gearbox, we get a shaft running down, and it goes through gearboxes there, there, and here, and comes up here. So, everything is connected. This should be plenty of power. All I'm doing is turning 2 blocks. So, I am going to try this. Now, if this turns the wrong direction for either one of these, I'm going to have to change the settings in here. But I'm just going to give it a test and see what happens. Yep, turned exactly the wrong direction. Okay. Well, I'm going to wait until it stops, and then I will flip it. Just like that. Now, this one, we've got to wait and see which direction it turns. And that's the 30-second delay that I mentioned. Hey, that one goes the right direction. Look at that. And now the whole thing is off. You heard the water flowing. And now when that stops, it clicks again, which means it picked up the water, and all the water stops flowing. And then we just wait 30 seconds, and this flips up again. It's an endless loop now. We don't even need to leave that button, but I'm not going to bother picking it up, because if we ever turn it off, there's already a button here to turn it back on. This thing is done. It's ready to go, and I believe the water washed away all those torches. There you go. It's working all the way down. And now all I need to do is deal with this top platform. I don't want to take out all the torches because it would be dark and other things can spawn up here. And I don't want to risk that. So I think what I'm going to do is get stone and seal this entire place up so that none of the light flows down and ruins the spawn rates on those first few platforms right there. Okay, couple problems. So I do have a spider issue, which is inconvenient. I'm going to have to do something about that. And also, I just had a creeper explode, and that may have fucked up everything. Oh, God. There's a cave centipede. That's also an issue. I really, really don't know what to do about that. Like, the spiders I could probably fix, but I don't know if I can fix the cave centipede thing. Oh, God, he just lives here now. That's terrifying. Okay, this top row is completely sealed up. I left myself access for the time being, because we may need to get up here. I don't want to have to go through there, though, so I think I'm probably going to seal it up, and I may just make some kind of an access up to the surface, and hopefully I can conceal that pretty well. I do need to go downstairs, and I need to solve the spider problem. Because this is seriously a problem. I think what I'm going to do is just line the second row down, like this row right here, with signs, and just line this with water. And I'm also going to have to put something right out here. So I don't know. I'll figure that out. I may be able to completely encase it with signs or trapdoors or something. And hopefully all of the spiders that come up to the top will drown themselves. I don't know what to do about cave centipede things, those big terrifying monsters, but also I need to go down there and fix the creeper explosion that I caused when I first came up here, which, you know, is not awesome. Hopefully there aren't any creepers just hanging out down here. And I mean, I expected the redstone to get ruined, and it's not, which just fucking amazes me. I'm shocked, I'm surprised, I'm very pleasantly surprised, but I need to fix this. Okay, I appear to have fixed the problem, I think. Based on the fact that stuff's getting spit out here. Okay, I've taken screenshots of all four corners so I can find a dry one. I know this one's not dry. There's sand and river under here, but I'm pretty sure that corner and maybe that corner are dry, so we should be able to get up there. I am going to come down here, seal this place up, and now it's real dark down here. Okay, for now, I am leaving this access to myself, even though it seems kind of foolish based on what already happened the first time I came up there. But I'm hoping that I can just delay and listen for the creepers falling through here, and then I can get up there and do whatever I need to do with signs and water to drown the spiders. I would say this thing is working. So I'm going to seal it up, and I'm going to get some water in here, and then I'm going to place the kelp, and we're going to get this lift chute working. Okay, water column is up to here. Now I just need to finish the storage system and get the rest of the stuff in place. Well, this is unexpected. That's cave centipede bits. I don't know how a cave centipede got into the lava, but it did. It definitely died. Gunpowder storage, at least, is complete. I managed to get 16 stacks 4 high of double chests. So, I got all of the hoppers in place. I got the water streams going up there. I got this all the way up, and the whole thing is functioning. Now, this is all stuff that I picked up while I was still working on it. And that's just a little bit that flowed in while I was finishing it up. But it seems to have completely stopped flowing, which means that I do have a serious issue downstairs. So I'm going to have to go and spider-proof it, or at least kill the spiders after the fact. I still want to build a stack of, like, hopped botany pots and hoppers going into some big storage, like, over here. And then I would still really like to try to automate the mechanical crafters somehow in this general area. All of that is going to have to wait, though. I'm exhausted, and this episode's been going on forever. So, next episode, before we get any big projects going, I will finish this place, like, for real. I'll make sure that the place is spider-proofed or spider-proof adjacent. I will get the sugarcane going, and I will play around with the mechanical crafters. I'll talk to you soon, brother. I miss you.